Hey, what's up, Coach Myers? Welcome to my kitchen. Time for another edition, max effort, muscle meals, muscle desserts. We're working with our baking mix. Now everyone loves the baking mix. The reviews have been great. People have been submitting the recipes. So I've really been trying to think and try to come up with new healthy treats for you guys. And I started thinking back, like, what did I really love to eat as a kid? And I immediately thought about the ice cream truck. Because I'll tell you what, you want to see some kids go ape shit? Drive the ice cream truck down my road. My kids go nuts. Doesn't matter what they're doing. They drop what they're doing. They run out there to the ice cream truck. I thought, well, when I was a kid, what did I like from the ice cream truck? And what I loved was those old, like, kind of chocolate chip ice cream sandwiches. So I thought, we need to recreate that with our chocolate chip baking mix, and we're going to call these the protein cream sandwiches. There we go, protein cream sandwiches. Not really ice cream, but what we're going to do is we're going to use the chocolate chip baking mix. We're going to make some cookies, and after we make the cookies, we're going to have to put them in the freezer, kind of cool them down a little bit. And then we got some Cocoa Whip right here, dairy-free stuff. You can use regular Cool Whip if you want, but we're gonna go with the Cocoa Whip. And then we'll kind of make a sandwich out of 2 cookies with the Cocoa Whip in between. Put them back in the freezer, freeze them until they're, not quite rock hard, but nice and frozen. And there we go, a nice, delicious treat that kind of reminds you of your childhood. What more could you ask for, right? All right, so first thing, we got to mix up this cookie mix. Now this is pretty simple. We're gonna go with 2 scoops of the baking mix. So we got 1 cup total of the mix. We'll go with a 1/2 cup of water and blend these up. Now, you're going to want the mix to be just a little bit runnier than when you normally make cookies, because we want these cookies to be kind of thin. We don't want them to be like too thick, because we are going to be putting the coconut cream in between them. Alright, so like I said, this is going to be probably closer to what your pancake batter is going to look like, but maybe just a little bit thicker than that. Definitely a little runnier than your normal cookie mix. What I'm going to do is just kind of spoon out some globs. I'm going to kind of shape them a little bit, because we want these to be pretty uniform in size, since they'll be one laid on top of the other. Not sure how great I am at making these things the same size, but I guarantee they're gonna be so delicious, it ain't gonna matter. Maybe you guys out there watching, you guys can come up with an idea of how to make these things like perfectly, like in a perfect circle, so that way they stack really nice. That ain't too bad, right? We'll add a little more to that one right there. Now this is the part when you're a kid that you'd always, fight with your siblings about who gets to lick the bowl, who gets to lick the spatula. And there we go. We got 6, so we got enough for 3 of these protein cream cookies. I'm gonna throw them in the oven. I got the oven preheated to 350. I'm gonna let them cook. Probably, these are pretty thin, so like 8 to 10 minutes. Pull them out, throw them in the freezer. for about 8 minutes. You can see they kind of puffed up a little bit. Look perfectly done, and they look like the perfect size for an ice cream sandwich, aka protein cream sandwich. So I'm gonna throw them in the freezer. Gotta let these things cool down a little bit, and then once we add the Cocoa Whip to the middle of them, we're gonna put them back in the freezer to kind of let them harden up the rest of the way. Put them in the freezer, check on them in maybe 15-20 minutes, make sure they're cooled down, because if I put that Cocoa Whip on them right now, it's just gonna melt and run off, and that's gonna defeat the purpose, right? Okay, we've already had our chocolate chip cookies in the freezer for about 10 or 15 minutes, just kind of take the heat off of them. They're not frozen yet, but they're definitely cooled down. And we had our Cocoa Whip in the freezer as well, so it's like, you know, kind of semi-solid. I'm gonna pair it up first, ones that are light size, flip them together so we got a sandwich here. This is where the artistic side of it comes out. You know, cooking is an art form. We want to make this look good, taste good, right? So you don't want to just glob this stuff on haphazardly, and you don't want to skimp on it either. When you got an ice cream sandwich from the ice cream truck, did you want just like a little dribble of ice cream in the middle? No, you wanted a big scoop in there. So we're gonna really load that Cocoa Whip on, and we don't want it like, you know, falling off the edges. Oh man, look at that. Now what you can do too, if you really want to go overboard, is you can kind of add a little bit. And that may be a little bit overkill, but you know what? If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. That's what I always say. Pictures of that. Unbelievable. I feel like a kid again. I have an ice cream sandwich in my hand, but this time it's a protein cream sandwich. I might have to eat this whole plate. Sorry, Jake, you ain't getting one.